Hello everyone, it's Katie and today we're going to be doing a book summary. And so the book we'll be doing today is Manga in Theory and Practice by Hirohiko Araki, the man behind JoJo. I still need to read JoJo. And without further ado, I'll be drawing in the background, so feel free to draw with me too. Araki often talks about the golden path of creating manga, and throughout reading, I realized that my initial interpretation of his title was completely wrong. I realized that Araki made it very clear that his book is not a manual for making manga like I picked it up to be. His title's a massive clickbait. This is because the golden way is not a single path that everyone can take to reach the perfect manga. The book is here to help you pave your path from where you are in your journey to get to where you're going. It doesn't tell you where to go next, but it does help you search for where to go. And it makes sense to think of it this way because if everyone follows one manual for making the perfect hit manga, then nobody will make any new discoveries. And this book hopefully can be used as a base to make brand new manga, and you can totally just subvert everything you've seen before. So Araki wanted the book to be a kind of a map in which are recorded many different roads of creating manga. It's really inspiring. I really recommend you to read this book though, because it's written in a way that's super poetic and inspiring for aspiring manga artists. And I quote Araki, "It's a map for climbing undiscovered mountains. It's a map for exploring undeveloped and undiscovered lands. It's a map to bring you home alive when it's time for you to advance, but on the way you got lost or became unsure, or lost sight of the path, or ran into walls or cliffs. Come back to this golden path. Rest yourself, calm your thoughts, and find clarity. Then keep going forward." When I first picked up manga, I thought it was just a window to another world. I didn't know people wrote it. I just thought it was just like a little documentary of another world. And I didn't think much about it. But growing up, I learned that manga are created by the heartfelt passions of their artists. And each aspect of the story are all connected with the things that the artist experiences, especially the protagonist's personality, their motives, reasons they are why they are, just a few to mention. And these points are so personal to the artist, and sharing that is actually pretty scary. And we have arrived to Araki's section 1. So his first chapter is about getting started, and the first thing he touches on is art style. So he wants you to find certain elements that provide appeal and make a list of the things that you possibly want and then select from the list. I quote his examples: pretty, unusual, clean lines, creepy, bright, sexy, light, stylish, and etc. And those words should give an overall impression of your art style. And secondly is the title. Do you wish to include wordplay or include the main character's name in it? There's also the 5 W's and 1 H. So the first panel must illustrate who is doing what and when and where and why and how. So for example, you start with a panel that leads the reader to question where the main character is, and then you gradually pull back the viewpoint to reveal that he's doing this, this and this. So this method slowly reveals the 5W and 1H while inviting the reader's interest. A key point that I took away is to offer many bits of information simultaneously. So have dialogue and images that tell a different story and see what people make out of it. In essence, creating the first page is like a preview of what's to come. He says the first panel will include 5W, 1H because the readers want to know what type of manga they're reading ASAP. And the second panel will present the main character doing something a little unusual to suggest that this manga is not like every other. So a key point is present mystery to the reader and make them read to the end. This doesn't only apply to thriller genres and can be applied to any genre, slice of life, anything. And you want to draw each panel deliberately. Don't waste a single one because each panel should be achieving its own purpose. When you finish designing the storyboard, you want to make sure that no single image could be removed for the story to tell the same thing. The first few pages will keep the readers reading, so focus on the opening. Use the 5W1H, achieving multiple goals in the same drawing and offering a preview of the upcoming pages. And next we're gonna go into the major 4 fundamentals of manga structure. These include characters, story, setting, and theme. First of all, we're going to character. He says it's a very important element because, believe it or not, manga can be built solely on character, even if everything else is not as strong. Araki says this is not recommended, but definitely possible. He provided 2 examples. One of them is about a postman, and the other one is the wonderful world of Sazae-san. Next, story. Ask yourself, is my story acceptable? Decide if your manga is going to be story focused. Next is setting. Ask yourself, am I drawing a coherent setting? Araki also mentioned that aside from character, setting is the one other fundamental that you can build your manga on and still have it succeed. He says a manga full out on story is a mystery recount and full on theme is I don't know. But anyways, the examples of mangas that super excel in setting are Akira and Mushishi. And lastly, theme. You ask yourself, are the themes consistent and steady? And now that we understand the 4 fundamental themes, we can balance them. And everyone's gonna do this part differently because this is what's gonna define your manga. Your manga doesn't have to do well in all of them, just make sure you're focusing on the ones that you like. And lastly, your art is the ultimate tool to expand and unify all these 4 elements, aided by dialogue. And damn, I thought paneling was super important, but Araki didn't even mention it in the book. I don't know what to do now. But yeah, which one do you lean into more when you're reading? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for listening to part 1 of this book summary video. Do give the original book a read, but thank you so much for watching. Part 2 will be linked here. Are you gone now? Okay, thank you for watching. Bye!